wow. Of loving with nobody to love. Nobody. Honey. Oh my god, I know her. I Hello? Is the audio hooked up, Zoe? Is the audio
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello?
Oh, so it was your mic. And hello and welcome to Averett Sports Network. My name is Chris Richmond. Alongside me is my co-host today, Shane Mickle, as we bring you tonight's matchup between the Averett University volleyball team taking on Washington and Lee University. Washington and Lee coming in this one pretty hot as the season's coming in. They're 8-7 overall, but they're coming in with a 5-0 conference record so far, playing very well in conference. As we switch over to Cougars, Cougars coming in 9-7 with a 4-2, conference record coming in. If you couldn't catch the starting lineups for the Cougars, coming in, it's going to be number 1, Rachel Green, number 10, Erin Gray, number 11, Sarah Marlowe, number 16, Destiny McIntosh, number 22, Emma Nash, and number 23, Dayton Moore coming in to start for your Cougars.
Yeah, Generals starting off to a 5-0 record here so far in conference. They definitely want to keep that momentum going, but the Cougars are looking to put a halt to that here and try and get their 5th win here in conference as Moore starts us off for the Cougars. And finds the dig there, giving it to Gray, and then Marlowe just trying to knock that one over. But number 9 for the Generals, that was Heinfer getting that one over to the Cougars as the Generals, and Heinfer back on the hit again, blocked by the Cougars, and that one's going to fall, and they're going to take the first point here of this match.
Great start there for the Cougars as that was number 16, Destiny McIntosh, getting up and getting that block, scoring a point for the Cougars. The Cougars, who have already been down so far at the setter position with number 2, Mackenzie Copton, the junior, as that was a nice save right there, a nice dig by Emma Nash, I believe.
And an even better kill by Ashley Webb, the senior out of Thousand Oaks, California there, just with a little oopsie-daisy, getting that one over and just tricking there. Number 10, Erin Gray for the Cougars.
But going back to the Cougars, number 2, like I mentioned before, number 2, Mackenzie Copton being out for the Cougars, playing that setter position, but now the Cougars are also down number 19, Kinsley Stevens, the sophomore setter who's been very promising so far for the Cougars, with only being a sophomore, hit 1,000 career assists a couple matches ago, was celebrated in her last game here.
Yeah, with 300 assists here in conference play so far, I know she's definitely a little bit upset she can't add to those tallies as the Generals hit that one out of bounds as well. And now number 1, Rachel Green for your Cougars going back on the serve.
Green now on the serve, gets over the net, but barely. Nice dig there by the Generals.
And a dig there by Nash, and Marlowe's going to try and finish that one off, but now the Cougars are forced to work for it here as Gray gets that one over. Not sure really what they called there, but the Generals are going to walk away with that with a point.
As we're going to have a first sub here for the Generals, that's number 2, Penelope Quills coming out. And I believe I'll get a number here for you real quick as that serve is going to go over the net.
And Marlowe's going to look to hit that one down, but can't find the floor there. Generals with a really good job there to keep that one up, and Nash with the hit, blocked out of bounds, and the Cougars are at 4.
And Emma Nash coming up with the kill there, plays with a lot of energy and emotion, as you can see from right there. Has really been a spark here for the Cougars coming in to her junior year here, has really established her own there on the front line at that middle hitter position.
So the Generals get the point back right there, number 7. That was going to be Emily Gehrig there, the freshman, getting her first point of the match here for her squad.
Set here is going to get over the net, and a little miscommunication as the ace right there, as it looked like number 23 Moore there stepping into this starting role with Kinsley Stevens being down. couldn't quite catch a good hit right there as this serve is going to be over the net. And the Cougars look again. Barnes gets up, denied at the net. Now the Generals looking to respond. Nice block by the combination of Barnes and Nash as that kill is not going to be digged up. That was number 15, Avery Myers there, a sophomore out of New York, New York.
Yeah, with the velocity that one had behind it, you can't really blame that kind of reaction out of Green. Just kind of scared seeing a ball like that come straight at you.
And as the Cougars, who started out with a 4-2 lead here, coming in hot, is now down 5-4.
As the libero for the Generals, a little bit of stoppage in play as on the double hit, the Cougars take the point. But like I was saying, great effort by the libero for the Generals. That's Caroline Guard.
So now the Cougars tied up 5-5 here, as it looks like we have number 6 for the Cougars. Brenda Light back to serve. And nice block by the combinations of Barnes, and this time number 9, Jessica Beam. That 6-footer there for the Cougars, bringing a lot of height to that front line combined with the athleticism of Barnes. They come up and combo up for a good block there as Light's going to serve this over. And now the kill came off the hands weird of Light, but they're going to keep it up. Now the Generals have a good look here at a kill, but blocked again by Barnes as they try again. This time digged up by Gray. And now Nash. And nice save there by the libero, keeping that up in the air. And nice kill there by number 9, Sydney Heifner, the 5'10 junior out of Nashville, Tennessee, slamming that kill down right down the middle.
Yeah, Heifner looks good early on here in this match, finding the hitting percentage that she wants to be able to lead her team to victory here. Now Light trying to find that one to Beam, but Beam just gives it straight to the Generals. Now Light again to Gray. Gray giving this one to Beam. Now Beam trying to find it again, but a great play there by the Generals. And an even better play there by Morgan Barnes and Emma Nash, getting the block and the momentum again for the Cougars as they find themselves up 1 here.
Cougars now up 1, 7-6. With Nash back to serve for the Cougars. So far in this one, you're seeing the effects as that serve goes into the net, ties it up 7-7. But as I was saying, you're starting to see those effects of being down 2 setters and trying to piece together a look here for the Cougars. So far, haven't got any clean looks whenever they get a chance to dig it up.
Yeah, with some new faces being plugged into this lineup today, it definitely creates some adversity for the team to deal with. But these are the faces that are going to be on the team for years to come, so you really need to get adjusted to how they play in real time.
As the dump attempt is sniffed out there, but going back, nice dig there by the libero for the Generals to keep this one going. As the Generals now have a look. Spike attempt is blocked again, this time on the other side. Now Barnes and Beams get a hand in the action as Gray's going to come off. McIntosh is going to come back in. And that front line for the Cougars looking very dominant, especially on the defensive side of things. Many good kill attempts that the Generals are having. And that one's going to sneak in there for the ace there for the Cougars. The Cougars with a little bit of energy here, up now 9-7.
You know, now, Chris, that you mentioned it, I was about to say it is a little quiet here in the gym tonight. Not maybe the crowd that we'd like to see, so the players are definitely going to have to create the momentum themselves and not depend on really an outside factor to be it for them.
And great dump there. I believe that was done by number 11, Ashley Webb, the senior out of Thousand Oaks, California. As she dumps that one over and gets a point there for the Generals, back within 1 point. Now the serve is up and good.
Green's going to corral that one, but Light can't find it there on the assist.
And again, you see the Cougars in the right position, but just not getting clean hits off. Just giving away points here, and especially something you don't want to do, especially in the first set. As again, it's kind of another mishit as they're going to be able to get this ball back over the net. Now the Generals with a great opportunity here at the kill, and it will go down. That time, number 9, Hefner getting that one down.
Yeah, Hefner being a big part here for the Generals early on. Whenever they seem to get down by a couple points, she just comes in back-to-back and getting some kills, as Nash wants some of it herself. But now Hefner again. Light giving this one to Beam. Handled there by the Generals. Now Hefner for the third time. Third time's not a charm for the Generals.
As I believe they're going to say that was a double hit. So that's going to give a point to the Cougars after a long volley. As Hefner was getting her game in down there on the left side. Kill after kill after kill attempt. She was running back and forth. Did not result in the result she would like, but now she's going back to action as that one's going to go off on the left side. It's clear to see, though, so far in this one, the Generals are favoring that left side in Hefner, and I don't blame them. She's got a lot of power up on that strike.
Yeah, it seems like the Cougars have got their scouting report well, though, really seeming to always be there when Hefner's the one going up for a kill attempt.
As this kill attempt is going to be off the hands of the Generals, and good, as that time Marlowe connects for the Cougars. It's going to give them a 2-point lead now, 12-10. As the Cougars going a little back and forth with the Generals here. As we have number 23 now for the Cougars, Dayton Moore, the freshman out of Stanton, Virginia. She's going to get over. And now the Generals looking for a kill here. Going to be blocked, but it's going to go out of bounds. Nice job, though, by that Cougar front line. Again, getting their hands up, but can't quite keep it in bounds, as the Generals going to get a point there.
Yeah, not really much more you can do if you're going up for the block on there. You do your job, but the ball seems to fall out of bounds. As Moore is giving this one all the way to Green for the hit, as that one's going to sail out of bounds, and the Generals are going to find themselves notched back at even with the Cougars. 12-12 here in the first set. Generals on the serve there into the arms of Gray. Now Moore giving it to Green, and that one's falling in bounds as another Cougar lead.
That kill almost looked like it caught right in between the middle of the two defenders and just kind of dropped down as soon as they hit their hands. Now Green serving here. It's going to be kept up. And this time killed, but way too hard there by Hefner. And it's going to go out the back of the Cougars side. And now it's going to give the Cougars back another 2-point lead.
Yeah, some might note that hit from Hefner there as overkill. As Hefner goes and gets the actual kill right there, drawing her team 1 point closer. With a heavy reliance on Hefner, though, the Generals have had so early in this first set. See if she's able to keep this form for the whole match and see if the Cougars can change their game plan to deal with the likes of Hefner. As Marlowe trying to get a kill there. Now Hefner's going to find it in her hands once again. Green giving this one to Moore, and now Nash just getting that one over for the Generals, allowing them to set up the offense.
We had two Cougars coming in at the same time. I believe that was Moore, though, that got her hand under that one, going for the pancake, but couldn't quite keep it in play, as that's going to be another point for the Generals. So now tied up again is the Generals, as this serve is going to be up and over. Cougars now looking for a kill. That's Nash now off the hands of the Generals. Is going to get down for another point for the Cougars as they take the lead back by 1. Barnes coming back into the game for McIntosh. This is going to be Gray back to serve for the Cougars. Gray right now leading the ODAC in digs. As it's no surprise, she hit 1,000 career digs as well. Just the other match. Now the Generals' kill attempt here is going to be digged up. Now the Cougars with a look here. Marlowe is going to connect. Front line for the Generals, got a hand on it, but couldn't quite get in position to make a play there. So now another 2-point lead for the Cougars. Kind of deja vu to the earlier in this game, how this game is going. Cougars get up 2 points, and the Generals come back in and tie it up. But now the Cougars in that curse and go up by 3 points here now.
Yeah, see what the Cougars can do now that they find themselves with a little bit of a more comfortable lead. Actually, we're going to go into our first timeout of the match here. My name is Shane Mickle, and next to me is Chris Richmond, and we will be back on the Averett Sports Network.
And we are back here with Averett Sports Network. So far, the Cougars take their biggest lead of the night, 17-14 here, as Gray's going to get this one up and over. Great job by the Generals getting down and getting a hand on the ball there. It's a little miscue for the Cougars.
Yes, Garrick there tries to get that one over for the Generals, but Marlowe gets it down for the Cougars. Giving them a 4-point lead here in this first set is Sarah Beth Marlowe. Leading the team on the season in kills. Definitely want to have a big reliance on her if the offense is to struggle tonight.
Now Gray getting the ball up and over, and the Generals keep that one in play. Now and nice block there as you see the energy between Morgan Barnes and Sarah Marlowe. But that ball has some zip on it. Great job by the Cougars just getting up and getting that ball down as Hefner came in and meant business with that kill.
Yeah, the great wall of Cougars keeping out any threat here so far in this match is Moore giving it to Gray. Gray setting up Nash. Saved by the Generals. But now Green's going to give this one over to Moore, and Moore's going to find Marlowe, who tries to just get that one over. Guard over to, that was number 4, Holcomb, who can't find that one for the Generals. Cougars 5 points to Pater here in this first set. Gray back on the serve here for your Cougars. As Hefner gives it right to Gray. And Green from the back line in! And the Cougars pick up another point. They're up 7. Are your Averett University Cougars here so far? See if they can keep the momentum they've built over these past couple points into the end of the set.
As that kill's going to sneak through there. That time, number 7, Emery Gehrig connecting there for the Generals to try to chip away at this lead that the Cougars have built. Now Hefner back to serve there for the Generals. as she's kind of slid over to that right side of the court. And Barnes got up and trying to take a crack at it herself with a great kill attempt, but even better block, though, by that front line of the Generals. And now they're starting to chip away, now back within 5.
Little bit of deja vu right there, Chris. Barnes wanted to give it and get the kill, but the Generals with a little bit of their own defense.
A little miscue there by the Cougars. Had a little bit too much on that one. It didn't give a great chance for more there to set that one up and get something going there for the Cougars. So another point now within 4. Good things happening so far with Hefner back serving as Moore's going to set up Marlowe. Marlowe now on the kill, and great dig attempt, or great dig there by Hefner. She's going to get that one over. Gray now is going to set up Marlowe. Marlowe, and this time connecting on the right side of Hefner there. A great point there for the Cougars.
Yeah, call this NBA Jam because Sarah Marlowe is on fire.
Now this is going to be number 6, Brenda Light, back to serve there for the Cougars. Now the Generals kill here. It's going to be out. Great job by Light calling that one out.
Cougars up 23-17 here in the first set. Just need to find this last little bit here and gain the early lead on the Generals.
Light now serving it across. That's going to be out the backside of the box there. So it's going to give a point there for the Generals.
It's going to be guard here on the serve for the Generals, the libero, out of Naperville, Illinois.
Serve now is going to get up and over down on the left side. Light's going to set up Beam now. Beam can't quite connect on that kill. Now the Generals, and they're going to say that was deflected off a hand of the Cougars there.
Yeah, a little bit of controversial call there in real time. Not really sure what happened, but the Generals find themselves 1 point richer. As the Generals also pick up the ace there on another controversial call. I know the fans are not happy about that one, as Green's going to give that to Light, and Barnes is going to get up and hit it down.
That's another kill attempt there, deflected off the Cougars, and that's going to lead to a Cougar timeout here.
Yeah, with another timeout here in this first set. Cougars definitely need to keep that momentum that they just built, only up 2 now with 2 points to go.
We are back from that timeout break here.
Yeah.
My name is Chris Richmond. Alongside me is Shane Mickle.
Yeah, a little bit of life left here as the Cougars pick up the 24th point for them here in this first set. Now at game point. But like I was saying, a little bit of game left in this first set. See how the Cougars can react to it, as Nash now with game point for the Cougars. Set point for the Cougars.
Great job by Light there just to keep that one up. and Nash couldn't quite get it down. Ball had a lot of zip on it, but had too much power, went out the back of the box. So now the Generals back within 2 points now, 22-24 here. It's going to lead number 2, Penelope Quills. Or excuse me, Culis. Back to serve there for the Generals. That one's digged up by Gray and blocked by number 21. It's going to be blocked by number 21, Riley DeBeck.
Yeah, Cougars only up 24-23 here. Need to be winning by 2 for the set to be completed. So see how they react to the adversity here. As Green goes up for the hit and gets the game point of set 1 for the Cougars, picking it up against the first in the standings in the ODAC this season. We will be back here shortly with the second set on the Averett Sports Network. And we're back here on the Averett Sports Network. As the Generals are going to start us off here. Looks like number 15 on the serve. It's going to be Avery Myers. just checking into set 2 as the Cougars took the first one. My name is Shane Mickle, and my co-host for the night, Chris Richmond, bringing you the contest of your Averett University Cougars taking on the Washington and Lee University Generals. Generals gonna pick up the first point here in the second set. Like I said earlier, the Cougars took the first set against the Generals, as they're also gonna take the serve here. Number 1, Rachel Green, gonna serve for your Cougars here. Green with the serve over to the side of the Generals. Now trying to feed Heifner. Dug up by Gray, but gonna fall out of bounds as the Cougars go down 2-1 here early in the second set.
That ball had just a little bit too much on it to try to dig up as it went up out of bounds. And again, the Cougars trying to play the serve there, just having a little bit too much and putting it out of position there for the set.
Yeah, Cougars not looking to the best form they have before, but still finding it enough to be able to take that first set as McIntosh gets her first kill of the match here for the Cougars and going to be checked out. Checking into the game, number 15, Morgan Barnes for the Cougars.
As McIntosh absolutely snipes that one as she caught the one open spot on the Generals defense there. Now Gray serving across. Now the Generals have a chance here. Kill is going to be digged up there by Gray, but Green can't quite get around Gray as she was diving for that one. So another point there for the Generals, and Generals kind of flip-flop, taking the 4-2 lead now here. The opposite of last set as the Cougars took the 4-2 lead in the first set.
Yeah, see if the Cougars are going to come complacent now that they're up one set. It takes 3 to win a match, so see if they can stay locked in long enough and pull it off here for the Cougars, as that one's going to be marked inbounds by the linesman. Cougars only down 4-3 now here early on in the second set.
As the Cougar fans like that call a whole lot more than they did the call in the last set on the close call.
Yeah, 2 close calls in the last set, looking like they were going to cause the Cougars to lose it, but still walking away with that one and the point just now as Heifner went up for an attempted kill, but the Generals called on some sort of infraction, and now Light serving that one over.
Cougars going to get this one up.
Holcomb unsuccessful on the hit.
Just going to get that one back over the net. Now the Generals here, the kill is going to get and connect there. That's going to be number 4 there for the Generals, Lily Holcomb.
Yeah, Holcomb unsuccessful on the first attempt, but coming back even stronger on the second and finding the point for the Generals and the lead once again.
So now Hefner back to serve here, as that's going to get up and over the net. And that set is going to be too far over the net, and they're going to call a double hit anyway. So another point there for the Generals, taking a 2-point lead here now, 6-4. As Hefner now serving it back over. Digged up by Emma Nash there. Beam now straight to Hefner. And they're going to call another double hit here. Giving a point to the Cougars now. The Cougars back within 1 point. 6-5 here now. Nash serving for the Cougars. She's going to take her time here now, serving it over, and that's going to go into the net there. So now 7-5. The Generals take back a 2-point lead. And the Cougars so far just looking a little shaky on this set.
Now guard back on the serve for the Generals, getting that one over. Green really not getting a good touch on that, making her team work a little more than they're used to. But the Generals pick up the ace. 8-5 in favor of Washington and Lee on the serve again. Green giving it to Light, and now Green going up for the hit, getting blocked, but Gray, a little bit of acrobatics, and now Beam can't get that one over. 9-5 in favor of the Generals again.
And a kind of nightmare way to start off this second set after winning the first one here for the Cougars, because they can't really connect as much as they want to. Not to discredit what the Generals are doing in the second set, but Cougars giving away a lot of points so far in this one. As now the Generals have a chance to score here. That one's going to go straight to Gray. Nice dig. And now Beam digged up there by Hefner. Morgan Barnes going to go right back over the net. We got a little back and forth now here. Blocked again by the Cougars. Now the Cougars here with a chance, as that is going to be a little miscue there. Morgan Barnes couldn't quite get to it. It's a little bit too high for her and a little bit too low for Rachel Green coming down that left side. So another point there for the Generals.
Yeah, Cougars falling into a position that they don't want to be in, as another ace is picked up by the Generals here. And a timeout will be taken by Coach Olivia Earls. We will be back on the Averett Sports Network very shortly.
And we are back with Averett Sports Network coming into this set. So far, the Generals up 11-5 here in this one. As Gray's going to get this over to Light. Now setting up Green. Green able to connect on the left side. Now the Cougars scoring a point after the timeout. Exactly the way you want to start after calling a timeout, especially with how that set was going so far before the timeout, as we have McIntosh coming back into the game. In for Gray, and now we have Barnes serving for the Cougars, as this one's going to be up and over. Digged up by Hefner there. Hefner now, the kill is going to come out wonky out the hand. Now the Cougars with a chance here. Now Beam connects.
Cougars looking good after the timeout taken by Earls. Definitely want to keep this pace and keep testing the Generals here, as Barnes back on the serve for the Cougars. Hefner. Now Holcomb can't get that one, and the Cougars pick up their third straight point, building off the momentum that Coach Olivia Earls generated for them with that well-timed timeout.
You know, sometimes in a sporting event, especially when you're having a lot of miscues here, you know, that timeout is just what you need to kind of just settle down, breathe a little bit, as that's going to be a kill there for number 15. Avery Myers, but just going back in here, just taking the time to breathe a little bit, get all that shakiness out. And the Cougars able to answer back so far with 3 straight points.
Yeah, Cougars definitely had some time there to rethink that second set and the way they were approaching it after winning that first one, kind of realizing that they do belong not only in the ODAC but against a top-tier team like the Washington and Lee Generals.
Now Green. That one's going to be set up there and digged up there by Gray. Gray doing a nice job. And Green's going to punch that one across. Can't connect. Now the Generals here. Block there on the front line. And the Cougars going to get this one back over it, but it's going to be out too far to the right. Great effort there by the Cougars trying to make something happen there as the Generals had a couple of great looks there at kills, but Cougars just able to get their hands on it, but couldn't finish out the volley and get a point. But that serve's gonna go into the net, so that's gonna be a point for the Cougars. Back within 4 here, as we have Marlowe and Moore coming back in. Beam and Light's gonna be coming out there for the Cougars.
Now Moore back on the serve for your Cougars, getting that one over successfully. Now Hefner giving it to number 15 there. That was Myers. Now Green for the Cougars. That one's going to sail out of bounds once again.
So now 14-9 here for the Generals. 5-point lead now here, as we're going to have number 15 Myers back to serve for the Generals. She's going to get this one up and across. Now Moore's going to get this one up in the air. Marlowe's going to be blocked at the net. Cougars with another chance here. Now Nash, the Generals able to get a hand on it, keep it alive. Now Moore setting up Marlowe. Marlowe's able to connect there on the right side of the net. You know, Shane, me playing football, I kind of relate this. You know, your setters kind of like your quarterback as they kind of pass everything and set everything up for you. So I couldn't imagine not being down 1, but now 2 setters, how difficult that is to try to switch it up and get your offense going. But the Cougars so far able to manage, able to survive, winning the first set and getting another point there. And that's Marlowe again on the right side, coming within 3 now, 14-11, still in the favor of the Generals. Cougars trying to put together a nice little run here. Now it's going to be Green to serve here for the Cougars. Green, as her serve's going to get over the net. Now the Generals looking to attack here. Hefner, and that one's going to connect. Didn't quite have a chance of stopping that one to the Cougars, as that one had some power on it and caught that back line there of the box. Able to put a little stop to the run there by the Cougars. Back up 4 points.
Cougars down 15-11. Now 15-12 as only a 3-point difference separates the two teams here in the second set. Gray's gonna go back on the serve for your Cougars once again. Definitely trying to close the distance here. Makes guard work for it there. But Gray can't get the dig of her own there on the return by the Generals.
As we have now number 10, Buckles, back to serve there for the Generals. She just subbed in. Moore is going to set up Barnes, but nice block there by number 7. Gehrig there. Getting the block on Barnes. She had a great look there, and it looked like it was going to be a kill with a lot of power, but met at the net there. As this set going to come off the hands weird of Green, but the Cougars able to keep it alive. Marlowe now. Her kill is going to get blocked.
And Myers is going to find that one for the Generals. With a little bit of aggression on that hit there.
So now timeout called. This is Averett Sports Network, and we'll be right back after the timeout. We are back with Averett Sports Network here. My name's Chris Richmond. Alongside me is Shane Mickle. As the Cougars trying to fight back now, down 6 after that timeout call. And General's able to connect again there on another kill. That time off the hands of Moore.
Yeah, General's up 7 here in the second set after losing that first set by a very minimal margin. Cougars take that point, now 19-13.
And we have Light and Beam coming back in there for the Cougars for Marlowe and Moore.
Yeah, Light gonna go back on the serve for the Cougars. It's the freshman out of Westerville, Ohio.
It's going to be digged up there by Green, and nice kill there by Beam. Able to keep it up in the air, though, as the Generals. As the Cougars get another chance here. Now Nash is going to be out. Couldn't quite keep it in bounds there. Great attempt, though, but couldn't quite connect on that edge line. So now 7-point lead here for the Generals, 20-13, 5 points away from taking the set. It's now Hefner back to serve here. Her set is going to be up and over. Light's going to set up Beam here. And I believe they're going to call a double hit here. So another point there for the Generals. Now 8-point lead, 4 points away shy of taking away the set here and making it 1-1. Hefner's going to serve this one here. Gray keeping it up. Now Light setting up Beam. Hefner, great job.
Doing a great job keeping that one up there and giving it to Nash. Now the Generals forced to work for that one, but Green's going to give it back to Light. Now Nash on the attempted kill, saved by guard. Forced to play some defense are the Cougars now. Beam going for the kill. Another save there by the Generals defense. Now Myers on the kill. Perfectly placed in the Cougar corner by number 15. That's going to be Avery Myers on that point for the Generals, giving them a 9-point lead here in the second set.
Hefner now serving. Nash is going to just dump this one over. And now the Generals have a chance here to get a point, as that kill is going to be kept up in the air by Light, just poking out that hand. And Gray is forced to just toss it back over. The Cougars again keeping it up in the air. Now Beam is going to not quite catch that left side. So another point here for the Generals, as Hefner is still back to serve. Generals putting together a nice little run here, now taking a double-digit lead at 10 points and 2 points shy of taking the set. It's Gray is going to toss this one over to Light. And now Beam connecting, putting a little stop to the run here. Now the Cougars back within single digits. 9 points here as Nash is back to serve. Her serve is going to be up and over. Myers now hitting it up, and Myers back to Myers again, as her kill attempt is defended by the Cougars. Nash is defended by the Generals. And a little volley going on here. Gray now setting up Green, and that one caught Hefner there on the backside. She tried to be smooth with it and take away that hand, but the ref with a good eye was able to catch that one.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion from her own teammates. They didn't think it hit her. But Nash on the serve, now guard. And Myers on the hit and the kill off the hands of Emma Nash there. Game point for the Generals within the set. See if they can notch the match even here with the Cougars. Green to Light, Light to Barnes. Barnes to the floor. Cougars only down 8 now. Little bit of a comfortable lead, though, for the Generals. A lot of mistakes they can make and still be in the lead here. But they're going to find it there on the serving error by Barnes. Generals pick up the second set, notched at 1. We will be back on the Averett Sports Network.
Being a student athlete here has definitely pushed me to do things that I have not been able to do in the past. Because of my team, I have opened up more socially, and they have pushed me to be a better athlete and a better student, and I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for them.
Back here on the Averett Sports Network as Moore starts us off here in this third set. And now Nash to Moore, over to Marlowe, and Marlowe gets the first kill of the set for the Cougars, setting the tone here, hopefully. See if they can keep that little bit of momentum going in this third set after the Generals notched it even here with the Cougars. Moore giving this one to Green, and Green getting a kill here as well. Couple of miscues for her tonight, but finding it there when it matters. Cougars 2, Generals 0, set number 3.
Not quite sure what Coach Olivia Earl said within the break between sets, but clearly it's working as the Cougars coming out with a fire that we didn't really see in the second set, as that's 3 straight points there for the Cougars.
Yeah, the coach for the Generals, Brian Schneider, in his 22nd season, yet to take a timeout here. As the Generals overhit that one. That was number 21, Riley DeBeck, the freshman out of Potomac, Maryland. Sorry, they're going to overturn that point in favor of the Generals, actually. DeBeck now on the serve for the Generals. Serving this one up to Gray, now to Moore. Moore giving it to Marlowe. Marlowe wanted that one but couldn't get it. The hit returned. Gonna say it's in favor of the Cougars. Actually gonna say that one was tipped. Little bit of confusion.
And another call reversed here.
Generals pick up their second point in a row. Moore giving this one all the way back to Green. Green trying to get it over. That one's gonna go out of bounds in favor of the Cougars.
And so far in this one, all three sets have started out 4-2. First set, Cougars starting out 4-2 over the Generals. Second set, the Generals taking 4-2 lead in the second set. Now the third set, Cougars leading 4-2 here. As the Cougars try to keep this one up in the air, they do. Nash is just going to toss this one back over, and the Generals have a chance at the kill here. Hefner is going to not quite catch it. She tried to just punch that one across. Awkward body position, but was able to get a hand on it. So that was a tough play. Couldn't quite make the play. Now the Cougars up 3, 5-2 here with Green back to serve. Her serve is going to go right to a General defender. And Hefner now, kill is going to be digged up by Gray. Now Marlowe is going to be denied at the net by a combination of number 7, Gehrig, and number 9, Hefner. So now the Generals back within 2 here, 5-3, as they're going to sub out. This time number 2, Culis. And now coming in is going to be number 7, Gehrig. Or no, excuse me, number 4. Number 4, Holcomb coming in. As that serve's going to go out the back, 6-3 here for the Cougars. Now Gray back to serve for the Cougars. 3-point lead now here as the Cougars look like a completely different team from the second to third set now here. So Gray's going to get this one across. Now the Generals here. Hefner is going to poke that one up. And Marlowe and Barnes got up thinking that was going to be another one of those powerful kills that Hefner has been putting on tonight. But this time she's just going to softly poke that one across, and it caught off the hand weird. The Cougars out of position to make a play. So now Hefner back to serve. Trailing 2 now here for the Cougars, excuse me. Great job by Nash to get down and dig that one up. Marlowe's just going to poke that one across. Now the Generals with a chance here at a kill. Myers going to be denied at the net. Moore now setting over the Nash. Nash, and nice kill, catches the left side of the box there for Nash. As we're seeing a little spark of energy here as Light and Beam come in for Marlowe and Moore, the usual rotation there for the Cougars.
As the Cougars are now up 7-4, you see Schneider get out of his seat for the first time tonight as Light serves that one over to the Generals. Holcomb trying to get the kill, but skied over every single head on the Cougar team into the bench.
It's kind of weird to see how quickly momentum can shift between sets as the Cougars came out hot the first set, and blocked at the net was Nash and Barnes for a point for the Cougars, taking a 5-point lead, and there goes the timeout here in the set as Coach Schneider wants to talk to his team here in the third set. But like I was mentioning, kind of the momentum between the sets, you know, Cougars taking the momentum in the first set, Generals taking the momentum in the second set, and so far the Cougars taking the momentum at the beginning of the third. So we'll be right back after this quick timeout with Averett Sports Network. And we're back after that timeout here as the Generals, that kill attempt denied at the net. And now Beam trying to snipe that right side, couldn't quite get it inbounds. So now that's going to be a point there for the Generals, and they get a nice result after their timeout, scoring the first point.
Guard on the serve here for the Generals as they find themselves down 9-5 here in the set. Beam with a rocket of a hit, 50 feet in the air. Now Green to Light. Light to Barnes. Barnes to pay dirt for the Cougars. 10-5.
As that move, we see number 15, Morgan Barnes, the senior, perform time after time again. She loves that little fadeaway move, I like to call it, across the net, sweeping over and getting the kill there as the Cougars take a 5-point lead. Now Myers trying to answer back, is digged up there by Gray, and now Green able to get the kill there. Kill looked like it came out a little funny out the hands, but worked out for the Cougars there as the block attempt was not able to be kept up. So now Nash back to score here, now with a 6-point lead for the Cougars, as her serve is going to be defended. And now the Cougars here, Light, this time to Beam. Beam just tries to touch it over, defended by the Generals. The Generals here blocked again by that front line of the Cougars. This time number 15, Morgan Barnes, and number 6, that's going to be Light for the Cougars as they get up and block that one, as they look like they did just like they did in the first set. The Cougars coming out hot in this one now. Nash, that one's going to be a little bit too hot and catches out the backside of the box.
Yeah, the great wall of Cougars coming in to be a big factor here for them in this match with all the hits that the Generals are getting off. They're getting up there and getting where they need to be to put a stop to this offense.
As Kulis is going to be back to serve. Now Light just going to get that one up, and Morgan Barnes is going to get that across the net. Now the Generals with a good look here at a kill, and that's going to get past Aaron Gray, but there's going to be a call on the court there that's going to give the Generals the point anyway. So now Kulis back to serve again there for the Generals. Now the Generals back within 5.
Cougars definitely want to keep the lead where it's at right now, not have a repeat of that first set where they almost let the Generals find their ways back in, and Barnes keeping it in bounds for the Cougars. Up 13-7 here in the third set. Barnes now back on the serve. Definitely earning her keep, being able to serve here after that point.
Barnes able to show off a little bit of that athleticism there, but she was just able to jump up higher than anybody else. As I believe that was number 15, Myers, that time, getting the kill there. Cougars tried to block it, but went out on them. So that's going to be a point there for the Generals, back within 5 here, 13-8. The Cougars still have the upper hand here so far in set 3. The set's tied 1-1 so far, as Green's going to dig that one up. And now Nash trying to connect there, but great job by number 21, DeBeck, able to get her hands up and deny Nash at the net there.
Now Myers going back for the serve for the Generals now. Going to try and keep them in this game. And now Green, as that one's going to fly to the student section there. Green not able to corral that one. Generals 1 point richer here in the third set. Myers back on the serve after the ace there. Now to Green again. And another serve for Myers. Back-to-back efforts from her.
So that's going to be another ace there for the Generals. Back within 2 points here. Cougars still with the upper hand here, but their lead is slowly getting chipped away. As this time, Nash is going to get that one up in the air. Now Green is going to get that one over. Defended by the Generals. Dump attempt is sniffed out there by the Cougars. Beam getting that one over, defended nicely by the Generals. And now Hefner digged up that time by Gray. Now Nash digged up that time by the libero, and we're going back and forth. Digged up again by Nash. And that time, Cougars just out of position there. That was just great volleyball back and forth. That time, number 21, DeBeck, able to catch the Cougars out of position and get a nice kill there. And no surprise, the Cougars going to call a timeout here as the Generals going on a nice little run there. So we'll be right back with Averett Sports Network after the break.
University provides all you need for your future through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential. With flexible online and on-campus programs, affordable tuition, and over 50 majors and programs. Visit allaverett.com. Are you all in?
And we are back from that timeout break here with the Averett Sports Network. So far in set number 3, the series split 1-1 so far in this one. Cougars taking the very first set, and the Generals taking that second set. Now the Cougars up by 1 point, was leading as much as 7 points so far in this one, but the Generals able to chip all the way back and able to tie it up here.
Yeah, Generals doing a good job after being down by so many, just doing a good job of coming back into this third set. A little bit of deja vu, what they did in that first one, but not to the fullest. Now 13-13 is the score. We find ourselves here as Rachel Green gets the kill for the Cougars as they take another lead here in the third set. Little bit of commentator's curse, but in the favor of the Cougars there.
Now Moore and Marlowe coming back in on their rotation now. So one of the heavy hitters coming back in for the Cougars and Marlowe, as this one's just going to be tossed over. Now Moore setting up Marlowe. That one was coming in hot, kept up there by Myers. And now Aaron Gray in the perfect position there. Now the Cougars Green, and able to connect there. Myers couldn't quite keep that one up in the air. So another point there for the Cougars.
Yeah, since that first set, Rachel Green has really come into her own so far tonight. Been green just like money here as the Cougars are up 15-13. Now Hefner, as that one's going to get blocked out of bounds by the Cougars. Hefner picking up another kill on the score sheet tonight.
So now back within one are the Generals. Now DeBeck back to serve. That one's just going to be up and over the backside of the box. So another point there for the Cougars. Now the Cougars taking a 2-point lead as the libero, number 3, guard, comes back in for the Generals. And now back-to-back service errors there by both sides. Now back within one at number 12. Number 12 for the Cougars, Carly Deason, coming in and making her first appearance of the game so far. The Cougars still holding on to a 1-point lead here. Set now. It's going to be up into the hands of Deason. Now Moore setting up Marlowe. Is that going to be denied at the net by a combination of Gehrig and Hefner to tie everything up, 16 all. So now Webb back to serve here for the Generals. Her serve's going to be low and into the net. So giving another point back to the Cougars, as they're going to have number 10, Aaron Gray, and Barnes going to come back in on her rotation subbing out McIntosh.
Yeah, Cougars did give up the lead they had here in the set, but still doing a good job of staying within the game. Still up by 1 here after falling back to even multiple times. Now Hefner giving that to Deason. Deason to Moore. Moore to Barnes. And Barnes with a kill for the Cougars. 18-16.
And now the Cougars on a great rotation here. If they have 3 of their heavy hitters up on that front line at Nash, Marlowe, and Barnes. They also have Gray back to serve here. As the Generals now going to catch the Cougars right in between 2 Cougar defenders there, as they're going to get a kill there and come back within 1 point.
Score is going to be 18-17 in favor of your Cougars, as Hefner now back on the serve for the Generals. Getting that one over clean to the arms of Nash. Now Barnes wants it in her arms. Barnes going to find it for the Cougars. 19-17. 6 points to pay dirt for the Cougars, as Light now going back for the serve.
Light and Beam taking out Marlowe and Moore. As Barnes licking the chops there, as I know her eyes got really big on that one, as the Generals tried to dig that one up and caught too much of it and gave Barnes the perfect opportunity to just jump up and kill that one back over, catching them out of rotation here. As that set, it's going to come off the hand. Weird off the serve. It's going to be a service error and give a point over to the Generals. So the Generals now back within 2 points with their libero back to serve guard. She gets this one over. Deason's going to keep it up. Now Light over to Nash. Nash almost denied at the net, as that one stayed on the opposite side there and nobody there to keep the ball up. So another point there for the Cougars. Now the Cougars taking a 3-point lead here, 4 points away from taking the third set and going up 2-1, as Nash is going to be back to serve here.
Nash serving that one for the Cougars. Generals forced to play a little bit of defense, see how they react. Now Gray finding it. Now Light to Green. Green right into the arms of guard. Now Myers blocked, kept up by Beam. Now Light giving this one to Nash. Blocked a little bit. Now the Generals getting this one over, and Nash and Hefner. Very good volley here between the two teams. Now Gray to Barnes, getting that one over. And Myers off the hands of Light. The Generals pick up the point after the crazy back and forth. If you are a Cougars fan, you really hate to see it end like that after the effort by the squad. But the Generals going back for a serve now. Cougars up 21-19.
Now Culis back to serve. The Cougars now here. Barnes just going to choose the Light approach here. Caught a weird bounce off the net and went out of bounds there for Barnes. So that's going to give another point there for the Generals. 2 back-to-back points for the Generals, coming within 1 point here. So now the Cougars still stuck at 21, leading 21-20, as Culis is going to get this one across to Gray. Now Light setting up Green. Green able to connect here as the block attempt got through and hit the opposite side there, as we got McIntosh coming in for Gray. So now interesting to see how the Cougars react here, as their number 1 defender is now off the court with 3 points away from taking the set. As that block is going to be kept up in the air, and now Hefner down to Barnes. Now Light setting up Green, and the block is going to go out of bounds, and another point there for the Cougars. 2 points away now from taking the set and going up 2-1, as we see another timeout here by the Generals. So 23-20, and we'll be right back after this timeout with Averett Sports Network. And we are back with Averett Sports Network in the third set of play here. Cougars 2 points away from taking the set, up 3 points here. As Myers going to come across, hit it to Nash. And the Cougars' last chance effort is going to not quite stay in. Great effort there by Nash to hustle over and at least give the Cougars a shot of getting that one over the net. Couldn't quite stay in the box, though, so that gives the point over to the Generals, now back within 2 points.
Now it's going to be Myers on the serve for the Generals as Green gives it to Light, and Light's giving it to Nash, and Nash with a rocket. And the Cougars have 24 here in the third set. 1 point to pay dirt and a 2-1 lead. Moore checking in on the serve for your Cougars. See if she can finish this one here.
Now Moore serving it across here. The guard's going to keep this one up and give the Hefner a chance there at a kill. Defended nicely by the Cougars. Now Green to end the set. It's going to be digged up there by guard. They're just going to have to result to getting it back over. Now Moore over to Marlowe. Marlowe able to connect there on the kill and take set 3. Going up 2-1 at a back and forth set here as the Cougars once had a 7-point lead in the set. The Generals calling a timeout, coming all the way back to tie it up at 13, but the Cougars able to persevere there. And
for more than 40 years, Averett University's athletics programs have competed in the USA South. Now we begin a new era as a member of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. We will continue to build on our traditions. We'll continue to develop our student athletes into tomorrow's leaders as catalysts for positive change. With 24 NCAA and club varsity sports, we'll bring championship aspirations, high academic success, and a focus on community service. We bring first-class facilities, and we will continue to build for the future. We'll renew old rivalries and create new ones in the ODAC. We'll do it as one team, one family, one Averett.
Inclusive, encompassing, inspiring. Averett University provides all you need for a future you deserve through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential with flexible online and on-campus programs like our newest programs in entrepreneurship and psychology, with more coming soon, with affordable tuition and 24/7 support. It all leads to you becoming a catalyst for positive change. Visit allaverett.com. Averett University. Are you all in?
Starting off the fourth set here are the Generals back on the Averett Sports Network. My name is Shane Mickle, and alongside me is Chris Richmond as we bring to you the contest between your Averett University Cougars and the Generals of Washington and Lee University. And the Generals take the first point of the fourth set here as we find ourselves with the Cougars up 2-1. Trying to make this the fourth and final set of the night is Coach Olivia Earls and her team.
And so far how this game has been working, whichever team hits 4 and 2 are going to be the winners of that set. So if this one goes to 4 and 2, keep an eye on that, as that's going to be hammered down by Marlowe to tie it up 1-1.
Marlowe getting a good hit there and starting off the points for the Cougars in the fourth set as number 1, Rachel Green, goes back and serves this one up clean. And the little dump there, very smart by number 11. That's the senior, Ashley Webb, picking up a kill there for the Generals.
A nice little dump there to just get that one over, catch the Cougars in rotation there. As that serve's going to be digged up there by Gray. And Nash able to connect there for the Cougars. And they couldn't quite dig that one up as that was served with authority. Lay down the hammer because the judge just declared that a kill, as that's 2-2 now there for the Cougars.
Now Gray back on the serve there. And the Generals trying to get a little bit of momentum, and do, as that one's going to fall. We find ourselves at 3-2 in favor of the Generals. And if history does repeat itself, Chris, like you've been saying the whole night, seems like this next point might be in favor of the Generals. See how the Cougars try to play spoils to that.
This point could be more important than people realize, as that one is going to be a fourth point for the Generals. And I'm not saying I'm a predicting man, but I don't want to spoil anything, commentators curse. But so far, whichever team has reached 4 and 2 first has won the set. So the Generals this time hitting it. First set, the Cougars hit 4 to 2. They won the first set. Second set, the Generals hit 4-2. They won the second, and the Cougars hit 4-2 last set and won that set. So now the Generals hitting 4-2 here. Might see a back and forth and a possible fifth set here, as that one's going to be down and good. That kill attempt there by the Generals to go up 3 points, now 5-2, as that serve is going to go to Nash. Now Moore setting up Marlowe, and Marlowe's going to be wide right there.
Yeah, Cougars giving up 3 points quick there to the Generals, but this game has been all about the comebacks and lack thereof. Based on last set, Cougars being down 7, blowing that lead, but still taking that fourth set. Very big repeat of what we saw in the first set of the night, as Deason's going to give this one to Moore, and Moore's giving that to Marlowe, and Marlowe giving it to the ground for the Cougars. Still showing a little bit of life here, even though being down, the Cougars fighting and clawing back with every bit they can. Exhibit A, Sarah Marlowe on that kill right there.
So now the Cougars within 3 points here, as Light's going to be serving this one and going to catch the back line, as everybody on that Generals back line called out, and Light able to sneak that one in for a service ace there, as she's going to get the Cougars within 2 points here, 6-4. Light's going to serve this one again, and the dig's going to come off weird, but they're able to keep it up. Decent keeping this one up for the Cougars. Now Barnes
trying to find that outside, but saved there. Now Light can't get her hands on that, little bit past her reach.
So that time, number 23, Alyssa McGuire, sophomore out of Winchester, Virginia, able to connect there to take a 3-point lead there for the Generals. 7-4 here, as Hefner's going to be back to serve for the Generals. And now Deason over to Light. Now Nash is going to get that one over, defended nicely by the Generals. Now Myers able to connect there, hit two hands of two sets of hands of Cougar defenders, but they couldn't quite keep it up in the air. So now 4-point lead here for the Generals as they take an 8-4 lead here in the fourth set here. The Cougars up 2-1 so far, trying to pull off the upset here as Deason's going to dig that one up. Great job. Light's going to be over to Beam. Beam able to connect after catching the arm of a front liner there.
Cougars going to find themselves down 3 here in the fourth set. Really want to keep this one close and not let it get too far out of reach to still stand a chance in the match, let alone the game, being up 2-1 against a dangerous Generals team.
And now number 23, McGuire, able to get the kill again. Haven't seen much of her so far in the first 3 sets, but so far getting 2 kills in the fourth set. Taking a 4-point lead here for the Generals. Now Green blocked and denied at the net. So Light's going to get over, try to set up Barnes. Barnes just going to elect to have a soft hit back over. Now Myers going to poke that one out. It's going to catch the back line there to take a 5-point lead now, 10-5 in favor of the Generals.
Generals doing a good job to suffocate the attacks that the Cougars try to possess here, as Light's going to give it to Beam. Beam's going to give it to that corner that she's been hitting all night long.
So now McIntosh coming back in for Gray here. It's now 10-6. Cougars within 4 points here. Now Barnes going to be back to serve. As her serve's going to go to the back right. And the Generals here with a great kill. Cougars tried to meet them at the net there. Couldn't quite get their hands fully on it. And that's number 21, DeBeck. Able to connect there for the Generals to take back a 5-point lead. Now Kulis back in for the Generals. And she's back to serve here. Her serve is going to be up and over Nash, over to Light. Now Beam trying to connect. Hefner keeping that up there for the Generals. And denied at the net by the Cougars. The combination of Beam and McIntosh able to get their hands on that one, as we got Moore and Marlowe about to come back in for Light and Beam. But great job by the Cougars, able to get their hands up and get that one down after it looked like it was going to be a great kill by the Generals. Moore with the serve up and over. Now Myers.
Dug up by Gray, but not really much. No one else could do with that one. No one around after the extraordinary effort by the junior out of Virginia Beach, Virginia.
So now 5-point lead there for the Generals. As the Cougars staying in this one, but can't quite bring it all the way back, as Gray's going to dig that one up. And Marlowe denied at the net. That one's going to stay over, but it's going to be tipped right back by number 11 there. It's going to be Ashley Webb, the senior out of Thousand Oaks, California. And it looks like that call was going to be overturned. And it's going to give the points to the Cougars. So now within 4 points are the Cougars. 12-8 here. Green back to serve for the Cougars. Guard the libero, keeping that up for the Generals. And great kill. And Green tried to run for it, couldn't quite get there, as that one came with a lot of steam off it time. Number 21, DeBeck. She's starting to put herself up a pretty good game so far. She's going to be back to serve here for the Generals. A 5-point lead now for the Generals, as that serve is going to be kept up by Deason. Now Marlowe trying to get a piece of the action. Kulis does her best to sprint over and keep that one up, but can't quite get there. So now 4-point lead for the Generals. The Cougars trying to chip away. Can't quite put together a full comeback, but they're just staying in it, staying right there behind. Now Gray back to serve. She's going to get this one up and over. Kulis now. And that one's going to be out.
Yeah, with the score being 13-10, the Cougars taking this set still is not out of a realm of possibility. Only being down 3, we've seen a lot bigger comebacks be made in this game alone. as Gray sets us off there and picks up the ace for the Cougars. Only down 2 after the ace by number 10, Erin Gray. See if she can set the tone for the rest of set 4 here.
So now Gray back to serve here. Within 2 points now, as she couldn't quite catch the same luck on that one. Her serve before that caught the top of the net and kind of rolled off into no man's land on the Generals side, but this time that one going to be a little bit too low and caught by the net. So now back to a 3-point lead here for the Generals. It's going to be number 10.
That's Allie Buckholtz on the serve there for the Generals, as that one's going to go off of a General and out of bounds. Cougars, once again, only down 2 here.
As we got Light and Beam coming back in for the Cougars, that typical rotation, taking out Moore and Marlowe, as they've been pretty consistent so far tonight. Now Myers keeping that one up. Now Hefner with authority on the backside there to kill. And they can't keep that one up, as that was too much power there. And now taking a 3-point lead. So after her kill, she's going back to take off the ace there.
Yeah, Chris, the radar gun on that one reads fast.
Take on the serve and not the ace. I apologize for that. But now Beam trying to answer back with her own. Digged up by Hefner. Hefner getting it done on both sides, but that kill is going to be out the back of the box. Now Green's going to come back in for Deason. And now the Cougars back within 2, so still slowly chipping away. Haven't quite brung it all the way back yet, are the Cougars, but they're staying right there in it. So Nash now back to serve. It's her serve. It's going to catch in between the miscue of the Generals there, and that's going to be another ace there for the Cougars. Now Nash back to serve again, now within 1.
Nash getting another serve off there, not able to pick up the ace, as Myers is able to hand the Cougars a point and the tie. Notched at 15 here. It's going to be a timeout, and we are in the crunch time here as your Cougars try to play spoiler against the Washington and Lee Generals. We will be here back on the Averett Sports Network very shortly.
Being a student athlete here has definitely pushed me to do things that I have not been able to do in the past. Because of my team, I have opened up more socially, and they have pushed me to be a better athlete and a better student, and I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for them.
And we're back here in set 4. Cougars up 2-1 so far in the sets, as the Cougars had just tied it up before that timeout, now giving back another point to the Generals. Not something you want to do after the timeout, is give away free points. So now guard back to serve here for the Generals. Green's going to keep that one up in the air. Now Light over to Green. Green able to connect there to tie it back up 16-16. Now we're going to have Barnes back to serve. McIntosh coming in for Gray.
In a very evenly contested matchup, we find ourselves down to the wire in the 4th set. Both teams needing 9 here to take the set.
And not the hit that she wanted there. The Cougars got a great opportunity there, and they capitalize on it. as they get another point there. That time Green able to connect there for the Cougars. So now 17-16. The Cougars take, I believe, their first lead of the matchup here.
Yeah, of set 4. This is definitely the first lead we've seen them have, but quickly evaporating as the Generals notch back 17-17. See how both teams react under the pressure. Cougars with potentially another life after this one, but being make or break for the Generals of Washington and Lee University. As Nash gets that to Light, and Light to Green. Great effort by the libero guard, and able to get that one over are the Generals, but Light, and now Nash barely gets that one over, but does. Now Myers to the arms of Gray, Light to the hand of Green, but double hit gonna be called by the official. Generals finding themselves with the 1-point lead here, but
great volley there by both the teams. Going back and forth. Going back and forth there. Generals taking the point as Nash try to connect there. Kept up by Hefner. Hefner now going back over. And Light over the Green, and that comes straight off the side of the hand of Green. And that's going to be a point there for the Generals, taking a 2-point lead, and that's going to be a timeout by the Cougars, so we'll be right back after this timeout.
Get it. You ain't nothing but a dog. Play I get it. Frog. Play I get it. Let's go. I get it. Yeah. I get it.
And we are back with Averett Sports Network. So far in this one, set 4. The Generals taking most of the lead of this match. The Cougars able to bring it back from a 7-point deficit, but can't quite maintain the lead here as the Generals back up by 2. But this time, Gray is going to keep that one up. Light over to Green. Green trying to connect. Kept up by Hefner. Now guard's going to go over to Myers. Myers. Gray's going to do a great job of keeping that one up in the air, giving the Cougars a shot or getting that one over. They do. That time, Light. Now Myers going to poke this one over and off the hands of Light.
it's going to be 20-17 in favor of the Generals in set 4. Cougars down 3. With not a lot left to go in the set. Definitely want to show some life here. Now Green dug up by Myers. Now Light over to Green again. It's going to be a call in favor of the Cougars, 20-18, as Moore checks in for Beam and Light checks out for Marlowe here.
So the heavy hitter here for the Cougars and Marlowe back into game as they're down within 2 here. As that's going to be a nice kill there that time by number 21, DeBeck. She's going to connect and take the 3-point lead here. So now the Generals 21-18 here at set 4. They're trailing so far in the matchup 1-2 as they're closing in, trying to take set 4 here. As this serve is going to be to Gray. Gray keeps it up here. More over to Marlowe. Marlowe and catches them out of position there as Marlowe. So now back within 2. Marlowe connecting after she subs in. Bringing the Cougars back within 2. Now Green back to serve here. She's going to wait, get the call from her coach, and now she's going to serve it over. And that's going to be out. Too much mustard on that one, as that's going to be a 3-point lead back again in favor of the Generals. 3 points shy of taking this set. And set 4 tying the matchup 2-2. And as I'm sure everybody viewing is familiar, this one goes into a set 5. It's going to go to 15 points. So now we have number 6 there for the Generals. Cook, as she gets that one over. And that's going to be a service ace there for Cook to take the 4-point lead. So now 2 points shy of taking the set, and that's going to lead Coach Olivia Earls to call another timeout here for the Cougars, as we're going to be right back after this timeout.
University provides all you need for your future through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential. With flexible online and on-campus programs, affordable tuition, and over 50 majors and programs. Visit allaverett.com. Are you all in?
And we are back after that timeout here in set 4. The Generals with a 4-point lead, 2 points shy of taking the set. As Marlowe's going to try to connect there, and digged up there by Culis, but that one's going to go straight to the net. So the Cougars back within 3 points here, as they're going to try to upset my statistic coming into this one with the 4-2. The Cougars got to try to get within at least 1 point here, as the Generals are close to closing out here this set. As Hefner's going to poke this one over. Now the Cougars with a chance here. Now Marlowe's going to get it over. Guard's going to keep it up in the air. Now Hefner just going to get that one back over. Now Gray over to Nash. Nash connects here. Guard doing a great job at that libero position to keep this one up in the air and give the Generals a fighting chance. Now Moore over to Nash, and that one's going to come out the hand off the side and not get back over the net. So a point back over into the favor of the Generals. They're going to take a 4-point lead, and if the Cougars want to take this set, they're going to have to score 6 straight points. And a miscue there. It's going to take set 4 in the favor of the Generals. So 4 sets done, tied 2-2 here. So back and forth matchup, and my statistic still stays alive, Shane, of the 4-2. And we'll be right back with Averett Sports Network.
And
We are back in the fifth set of an absolute thriller here. The Generals coming in, trying to keep their undefeated record in conference, and the Cougars trying to spoil their parade here as it's been back and forth. No team winning 2 sets in a row so far here. As Marlowe is going to get that one across, kept up by guard. And the Cougars able to keep that one up. Great job as Gray's just going to elect to get that one back over. And DeBeck there, who's really putting herself together a game, tries 2 kills, but the Cougars own Sarah Marlowe there, able to connect on the right side to take a 1-0 lead here for the Cougars.
yeah, the team leader in kills there notches another as Marlowe sets the tone for the Cougars here in set number 5.
Now Hefner connects again, so now 1-1 here as Deason's going to come in for Green here. Hefner really being the front runner so far for this Generals team coming in, as she's been getting it done in the kills and the digs. As that's going to be a service ace there for the Generals, as Gray and Nash both went for it, couldn't quite get under the ball there. So, as that one's going to go straight into the net, so now 2-2 split here.
No one else the Cougars would rather have the ball in the hands of right now than number 10, Aaron Gray, the junior out of Virginia Beach. Been a prominent factor for the Cougars since she arrived here, but can't get that one over the net there. Cougars are going to go down 3-2 here in the 5th set. Remember, folks, this set is 1st to 15 here, so see how that kind of pressure can apply in this match. As Marlowe tries to get that one off, but goes out of bounds off of the Generals. Notched back at 3-3 here. Can't ask for a tighter game than this.
So Shane, we can't see my statistic go down anymore, as this is the first set that didn't result into a 4-2 result at the beginning of the matchup here. So essentially, statistically speaking, this is anybody's matchup here, 3-3. As Gray's going to knock this one over to Beam. Beam connecting with authority there in the center of the Generals defense, taking that 1-point lead, 4-3.
Yeah, Beam filling in where Marlowe left off, giving the Cougars another lead here as Light back on the serve for the Cougars. Saying that one's inbounds!
Catches that back line. That's the second time we've seen that happen, where the Generals back line all agreed that it was going to be out, and they catch the back line anyway. So that's a service ace there for Light. She's going to come across, try to catch another one, but Hefner's going to keep it up in the air, and that hit's going to go straight out of bounds there for the Generals.
And Schneider not liking what he's seeing out of his players. A lot of pressure being applied here by not just Light, but the Cougars team as a whole. As Light serves over for the 3rd time. Saved by Gray. Over to Light, and now Nash off the deflection of the net. General's gonna take that one. Really looked like a General got a piece of it, and Nash was finishing off the play started by Gray. But now Hefner going back for a serve now for the Generals.
As the refs down there have a better look than we do up here. So couldn't really tell if that hit off a Generals front liner or not. So now the Generals here, Myers, who's been putting herself a great game there, couldn't connect. She's going to go again. She's going to push this one out. Deason's going to keep it up, and Nash is just going to elect to keep that one back over. So guard up now, setting up Hefner. Hefner now blocked at the front line there by Barnes.
Great wall of Cougars right there, playing another big role as they now find themselves up 7-4 here in a 5th and final set. Number 22, Emma Nash, back on the serve here for your Cougars. Getting that one over 6 Festival. Now the Generals playing a little bit of offense.
And blocked
again by Barnes! Number 15, the senior, as the Generals take, a little bit too much excitement there. They're going to swap sides here as we reach the halfway mark in the set. No break being taken here on the Averett Sports Network as we are live. Number 22, Emma Nash, will start the second half of the fifth set for your Cougars as number 11 checks back on for the Generals. That's going to be Ashley Webb.
So now Emma Nash, number 22, back to serve here for the Cougars as Morgan Barnes has been electric on that front line so far for the Cougars as Nash is going to send that one straight into the net. So now back within 3 points are the Generals coming off that switch side. And so far in this one, the team that's had that right side of the court has played the better set. So it'll be interesting to see how the swap sides affect this one as Gray's going to keep that one up. And Green able to connect off the back side of the box there past all the Generals defenders to take a 4-point lead in this one, 9-5. And the Cougars 6 points away from taking set 5 and putting it into this one as Barnes going to set that one or serve that one across, Now Myers blocked at the front line. They're able to keep it up, though.
McGuire trying to get that one, but now the Cougars and Rachel Green trying to tip that one over.
And it hits the pole, so they're going to call that one out of bounds. So a point over to the Generals. They're back within 3 points, 9-6 here, as Q-List is going to come back in the game. That this time taking out number 23, McGuire, and she's going to be back to set. Set now is going to be straight to Nash. Light setting up Green. Green is going to be denied at the front line. And blocked by McIntosh and Green as they get another chance here. Blocked again by McIntosh and Beam. And blocked again! Blocked! 3 straight blocks!
Your Cougars are on fire! Excuse me, Chris! But how can you not freak out at a play like that? The front line for the Cougars holding stellar here in this fifth and final set as Schneider and the Generals take a timeout. Your Cougars are up 10-6, and we will be back here on the Averett Sports Network very shortly.
University provides all you need for your future through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential. With flexible online and on-campus programs, affordable tuition, and over 50 majors and programs. Visit allaverett.com. Are you all in?
And we are back with Averett Sports Networks. The Cougars 5 points away from taking set 5. Up 4 here as another block. 4 straight blocks there for the Cougars as that one is going to go off the hands of Marlowe. It's going to be out of bounds. So the Generals able to answer there and come back within 3 points, 10-7.
Your Cougars up 3, need 5 here to send us home happy. Myers here on the serve. Out of bounds, 4 points to pay dirt for Averett. Gonna fall in the hands of Rachel Green.
Is now Green back to serve. Her serve now gonna get over the net. Kept up by Hefner. Now the serve, as Hefner is blocked but cannot stay in bounds. as that's going to be a point there for the Generals. Now back within 3, 11-8 here as number 7, Gehrig, comes in along with number 6, Cook. Back to serve there for the Generals as they're back within 3 here. As this set is going to go straight to Nash. Now Moore over to Marlowe. Marlowe trying to connect, and that's going to be a point there for the Cougars.
12-8. Aaron Gray back on the serve for your Cougars with a 4-point lead.
Now Gray to serve this one over. As it gets over, Kulis keeps it up. Now guard over to Hefner. Hefner is going to go off the hands of that front line of the Cougars. And they're back within 3. They're going to try to take an effort here to try to at least tie this one up as number 10, Buckles, comes back in along with number 23, McGuire. And they take out Kulis and number 11, Webb. Now Buckles serving this one over, kept up by Deason. And that's going to be a set off target there. So now the Generals within 2 here, 12-2, as they're chipping away. Number 10, Buckles, back to serve again.
Deason scooping that one up to Moore, and Barnes can't get that one over. The Cougars only up 1, will now take a timeout, and we will be back on the Averett Sports Network very shortly.
Being a student athlete here has definitely pushed me to do things that I have not been able to do in the past. Because of my team, I have opened up more socially, and they have pushed me to be a better athlete and a better student, and I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for them.
And we are back with Averett Sports Network here. The serve is going to be kept up by Deason.
Now Gray to Barnes. Sorry to cut you off, Chris, but your Cougars just scored their 13th point of the 5th set. Light and Beam, the dynamic duo about to come in. Now checking onto the court for your Cougars.
So now the Cougars 2 points away from ending this one with Light back to serve.
Light with a very good serve. And now Hefner going out of bounds there. Game point.
So now 1 point away for the Cougars.
The number 1 seeded Washington and Lee Generals and the number 5 Averett University Cougars as Light gets that one over. Generals playing defense, and Hefner blocked! Your Cougars play spoiler against the number 1 team in the ODAC! Nothing but eventful here tonight in the Grant Center. Your Cougars knock off the reigning ODAC champions, showing they do belong in a new conference.
And the Cougars get it done. Not down 1, but 2 setters in this matchup coming in. And number 23 for the Cougars, Dayton Moore happened to step up in a big way in a big match for the Cougars as she gets to start the night, gets it done in that center position. A combination between her and another freshman, Brenda Light, come in and get it done for the Cougars. A tight one back and forth as it still rang true that no team won back-to-back sets. So it was very back and forth, very good volleyball either way you draw it, and it could have gone either way tonight, but fortunately for the Cougars, it fell our way. So my name is Chris Richmond. Alongside me is Shane Nichols. Catch us on the next home broadcast, whatever sport you may tune into. And we are done with Averett Sports Network.